Okay, I'm gonna be reviewing Rebel Moon. I just watched it. It was okay. It was basically fake Star Wars. I think my biggest complaint is definitely the slow motion nonstop and the lack of space battle. Like you can't be fake Star Wars without like space fights. And this movie had like none of them except for like 5 seconds. Also, spoiler warning, but I'll put that in the title. So, yeah, we already know that. Um, it borrowed a lot. Like, this lady, she did like the Ahsoka spin move, and she like did that thing that Ahsoka did where she like slid under Maul and bounced him out that window. Uh, it there were a lot of things that it totally just like took, I think, from other movies. Like, I totally get it if it was trying to be Star Wars. It seemed like episode 4 again for the whateverth time, because we've had episode 4, what, twice in canon Star Wars? Basically with, God, it's late. Dang, I watched this movie yesterday. Force Awakens, God. I literally watched it yesterday. Why am I struggling so hard? So yeah, basically, they're on like a farming planet, and then the Empire, what I think they were called like the Imperium instead of the Empire, they show up. Instead of being like the Empire though and just acting like Nazis, uh, they like just were. Like they just like were Nazis. Like they weren't just like acting like it. Um, I thought the guns were too big. That was one big thing I noticed. Like, I don't know, that gun just looks a bit big. It's this. I don't know what this headline is about. I didn't think it was too original. I'll say it borrowed very heavily from Star Wars. Nazi flag, it's got the little, doesn't have a swastika, but it's got all the things that look like it. But it follows the same basic like structure as A New Hope. Kind of. Right, you start out on like the farming planet, Empire shows up. Instead of like instead of looking for the droids, the Empire just wants like this grain. Like they just want wheat. That's like so like basically that's like I guess if they showed up on Tatooine and they were like, "Give us your water," but Yeah, they like do that. They kill some like old man, and then they're like, "You have 10 weeks, blah blah blah, whatever. You gotta give us all your food." But they like try to do some stuff to like this girl who's probably like a teenager or something. And so like this lady like shoots all the like 10 or 15 guards that were left. And they're like, "Oh no, we gotta fight the war now." But basically like her and this other guy have to go and get the rebellion to protect the planet. So they like do that. They find like they go into town. One thing that kind of shocked me is like this guy who they were gonna go get like asked to take them to the rebellion or whatever. Like they had like these robot thingies. Like instead of like freezing you in carbonite, they got like these robot scorpion things that would like grab you and hold you. He gets like captured, this guy that they're looking for who's like a rebel. I thought this was weird. They totally were just like, "Oh, they got him. Oh well, I guess we're gonna have to find someone different." So like, there we go. They found like they get in like a bar fight, whatever. And this dude right here, he like basically like I think he started fighting with the I don't know, it was all slow motion. I didn't pay attention. I think he was helping the guys that these two were fighting. He was like helping them, and then he saves her from getting shot. And he's like, "Oh, I can fly you to the rebels or whatever. I know a guy." And then he's basically like Han Solo. He's got like this smuggler ship. There was a picture of it before. I don't know where it went. The government in this thing is crap. Also, spoiler alert, this droid showed up for like 5 minutes. It had like a conversation with the girl that the Imperial guys tried to like do crimes against. She gave it like a crown, and then it showed up like this at the end with like the stuff. But where's that ship? It's just like a ship with containers on it. Are these all just like I think these are all just pictures. I guess the movie came out today at 7. So I guess I'm pretty early to this. I thought it came out yesterday, but apparently not. Because all this stuff says today. But I swear it was out yesterday and I didn't watch it. Um so yeah, this guy who's Han Solo, this is like Luke kind of, but not really. But basically, this guy like flies him, he goes to some farm place. It's like the episode of The Mandalorian where they gotta like tame that he's gotta tame the blurg. So this guy who they want help from has to like tame this bird and whatever. So he's gotta like ride the bird so they can like get his help. Basically, most of this movie was them going around trying to get people to join them. And they end up with like 12 people or something, probably less. So they get this guy, whatever. Where did they go after that? I don't remember. They went all over the place. They went to like that like where was that? In Thor Ragnarok when they were in like that videos. When they were in like that Colosseum. I don't know if that was Thor Ragnarok. That might have been Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't really remember. It borrowed from both, I think. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy. But it was I don't know, I'm probably going nuts. Whatever movie where him and Hulk are in that Coliseum and they gotta like fight. And like Stanley's there with all those like saw blades. That might have been Guardians or something. Was it this one? There's a bunch of people in the background. I don't know, it reminded me of that. Thor versus Hulk fight scene. Yeah. But there was no fight. They just like went to some Coliseum. Big criticism. All the buildings were like bricks and wood. It didn't seem too Star Warsy. Like Star Wars, they got concrete and metal. This movie had wood and bricks. I don't know who these guys were like. Sith cultist type people. Why has he got like a Bible? They're like Illuminati members. This guy wasn't even that important. Yeah, I guess this is there's that bird thing that the shirtless guy had to tame. I don't even think this lady showed up. I don't there's like so many pictures of this lady. I don't know if that even showed up in this movie yet. Because there's like three of them or something that are already done. What was I talking about? I'm so off topic. I'm not good at reviewing. This is 15. God, it's already been 15 minutes. Okay, no space fighting, architecture. Aside from like this scene, they're on like some city. And then like the second to last scene as well. This is good. This looks sci-fi. But like the barns that they're in at the beginning just don't. This guy's haircut was terrible. This is the picture I remember originally seeing for this movie. Was this guy. This guy was like the center of it originally, I feel like. When I first heard about this, this was the picture. And this guy was like completely unimportant. This guy didn't do crap. I don't think he even shot anyone. So that actually he did shoot people. If it's that guy, I don't know. They I was having I was spending too much time laughing at all the Easter egg things that were like okay, this lady's fight against the spider was like straight up just like Ahsoka. I can probably find a picture of that. I can probably find exactly uh the exact moment possibly. Or not, because there's like a million pictures. Basically, it's that part where she bounces him out the window. Why do all these stop before the fun part? She bounces him out the window. I feel like so she like did the whole like circle around her with the blades. And then she like just ran up and slid under the spider lady. The spider lady. She like slid under and like cut her in half. Okay, dumb complaint about this fight. But like okay, so the whole most of this fight, those swords are turned off. And then at the very end, so like the swords are turned off, she can't cut through any of the spider lady's legs unless it's at the joints. So she gets like two of them. At the very end of the fight, she turns these blades on, and they look like that. She turns them on. They immediately cut right through her. Like, what was the point of the whole fight without the blades on? If you're just gonna turn them on and cut the lady immediately. Like, just cut through her legs. Like, you could have done that at the beginning. Spider Lady also had like a spear that was even stronger than her legs. It's a crappy picture. Or crappy pictures. But she has like this spear she couldn't cut through. She turns the blades on and cuts it in half immediately. I just don't see why you wouldn't just turn the blades on at the beginning. Unless she was just trying to. I think she was trying to get Spider Lady to surrender. She like kidnapped this child. And she's like trying to get her to let the kid go. She wants revenge on all the people who still have kids. Because she's like nuts. Any mom that still has a child, she's gonna kill their child. Because her child was killed by the Empire. So now she has to kill every child so that their moms are sad because it's somehow the mom's fault that her child died. I don't know. I obviously have not seen other trailer or other reviews, but from all the hype that this got beforehand, I would like to say I don't think it's that good. It borrowed too much. Like it's original. I just feel like it borrowed too much. When on earth was this from? This didn't happen. I don't think. I don't think they released this on film. Unless it was yesterday. And that's where I heard about it, but who is this lady? Why are there so many pictures of this lady? That's like AI generated too. At least AI sharpened probably. Because it's this picture, it's just improved quality. Oh, crappy quality. But yeah, it wasn't all that impressive. They killed. Here's another problem. So, you got this guy. He's the villain. He just goes around, kills people. There's like almost no reason. The I don't think the movie flowed very well. They like go, they pick up all these different people. This guy kind of just follows them and kills people that helped but didn't actually join them. Like eventually there was this king who let the actual rebellion who were like these people. She stayed behind. This lady stayed behind. He went with them and some of his troops, but her and some of the troops I think stayed. But he goes to the planet that they're staying on and just like murders the king with that bone-shaped cane. Kills a lot of people with that bone-shaped cane. It's like the um Tusken Raider stick that they give to Boba Fett. He like breaks your teeth with it. He breaks like a lot of people's teeth with it. Except by a lot of people, I mean like four. But at the very end, there's like a big fight between him and this lady. And like she would be like Luke Skywalker or something, except that she's actually like the best warrior in the whole galaxy or universe or whatever they call it. So like she also at the very end they revealed that she's like a wanted criminal. She's like the most wanted person in the whole place. But she fights this guy. This Han Solo, like, gives them up. And they all get put in those, like, scorpion jail cell things. He let this guy who's like her boyfriend or whatever freeze him because he's not locked up because he's not dangerous. He's just a farmer. And Han Solo here is like, you gotta kill her. He doesn't do it. He releases her instead. But then they all like start shooting and whatever. I thought this was really dumb. Uh, big gun guy. This guy. He's got a really big gun. Might be a picture of him. Yeah, with this big gun right here. I think it was bigger than that though. He had a gun that was way bigger than that. He was locked in that scorpion thing and he was still holding the gun. I just thought that was wild. Like, how on earth are you gonna lock this guy in there with some really big, all the guns were big. All the guns were massive. Even that gun looks pretty big. Like, what? How is that? That's not a pistol. You could use that with two hands, like a hand underneath. It's massive. Maybe all the actors are just small. But, what is this? What does that word mean? Inimitably watchable trash. I mean, it's definitely something that you can watch. It's not like one of those movies that's just like, never watch it, it's terrible. Totally watch it. It's on Netflix. Most people have Netflix. What does that word mean? Unusual. Okay. Unusually watchable trash. Yeah, I would agree. I would. I don't think it's trash. You can tell it was meant to be Star Wars. And then had to get changed, and then instead of like things that probably would have been Easter eggs originally, turned into just, hey, that happened in Star Wars or that happened in Marvel. They had like this even if so like but basically I'm getting way off topic. This is gonna be a terrible video. This is I don't know how to do reviews. I don't do reviews. Where's this guy? Go back to this guy there. So basically they fight. She like breaks his arm really bad. Stabs him in the leg, stabs him in the chest, breaks all his teeth out and destroys his jaw. Like drops him off this floating platform. So he's dead. Right? And like this what I would say a very anticlimactic fight. And then like this shocked me, right? Because this guy totally was like the big villain of the movie, just like died. And then what do all the heroes do? They just like go back to the planet and like they're like, "Yay, he's dead. We don't have to worry anymore." So he's gone. He's out of the picture. They have no villain. No one remembers that this planet exists because they blew up his ship. Also, why does he have these priests or whatever they're supposed to be? Also, like, that didn't make it much bigger. They have like, why, why is it speeding up when I push the sensitivity button? It's not supposed to do that. They have like these crosses. These guys look like who do these guys look like? They're like Illuminati guys. Did I spell that right? Is it 1 O? 2 T's? Nah. I don't think it's like that. Where? I want to figure out. I'm trying to remember. Oh, that's not the picture I clicked on. I clicked on that. I'm trying to remember what those guys are called. Like the masks. I don't know. They're like some weird pagan cultists or something. I don't know what they're called. I don't know why he's holding like some Bible. What do you need a Bible for to follow this guy around? They don't do crap. These guys don't do crap. They just follow him around. Like what are they there for? Like what is happening in this picture? Nazi Nazi officer right here. Followed by like Catholic like um ritual guys. Like just with like I think that's the Orthodox cross. Like just what is happening in this picture? But he dies, right? And they go and they're like, "Yay, he's dead." But he's not actually dead. He survived because the planet wasn't actually a gas planet. There was water way down under all the clouds. So they like take him back, whatever. They put him in a Darth Vader backed pod, put all these tubes in him, peel back his like skin on his head, and there's like a plug. They like plug him in, and he talks to like the general who like overthrew the king and the queen. And it's basically like the it was like a mix uh when like Snoke and Kylo Ren were talking in that room. It was like this, but this guy was like Hux, who's also a Nazi, but it was like this mixed with like mixed with Exegol. What is this? What? This is Cap, but like it had like the cracked ground. And I think it was Moraband. Maybe. Is that the right one with that glass floor? No, it's not. What was that planet? I don't remember. With the floor in Rebels where Ahsoka fought Vader. And they found Maul and all that. It's pretty small, to be honest. Stop giving me Star Wars. I want a not terrible picture. But basically this guy and like the top general, they're like standing on this glass. The top general's got one of these things, but it's not like a bone cane. He's just like breaking the glass and yelling at him like he's screwed up or something. He's like, what did he say? He's basically like, you better fix it. So, okay, this picture just says priest. I don't know what these priests are up to. I the animals. So this thing is like pretty much like a regular one of those. I think it's like a griffin, like one of those bird horses or whatever. It's not really like a horse. It's one of those bird things. We already got those. Those aren't like original. This wasn't very original. There was like a scene with the princess and just like a regular dog. And like it killed like a regular bird. There was like a whole one uh there were like a couple aliens, but not really that many. It was like pig guy. This blue lady that didn't show up, I don't think. Some weird little thingy was doing something to this guy that I'm not gonna say. And that was like all the aliens. And there was these horses that were really just regular horses with wood on their heads. Like they just like tied some driftwood to some horses. I mean, it's Netflix. I don't think Netflix has very big budgets. No. I'm probably, yep, 35 minutes. I could keep going. But yeah, he basically yells at this guy, and then they like, he's back in the Vader back to pod, the General Noble or whatever. Just kind of a crap name. Oh, I thought that I thought that was the general guy. Just like, what is this picture? Where's a picture of him? There's a is that him? Yeah, that's him. But yeah, he's like in the back to pod and he's not actually dead. So they're still gonna have to fight. They're not actually gonna get to just like live. So that's like a thing that happens, I guess. Why did I put a D at the end? I guess. Legit, who are these guys? Like, I genuinely don't get it. Why do you got that? That's like the X, please. Right, it's literally just like this. Except instead of being slanted, it's straight. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's like books or something. This might have made more sense if I would have bought the books. But I'm not gonna buy any books. Also, it was supposed to be like rated R and super violent, and it wasn't. There was about one bad scene in the whole movie. Because I swear it was meant to be rated R. Not shopping, just all. 6 out of 10. 4 stars. I don't know what this guy's talking about. That's pretty bad. Dang. 22%. Granted, it's been out for a day. Or a couple hours. Okay. That for one scene and one comment. That for a couple scenes, but it was shirtless guy, language blood, and that was the same scene as that. So, I don't know, I thought it was supposed to be rated R, and it wasn't. Oh, here's a Forbes article. Slashed runtime makes its pacing unbearable. Yes, I could not. They'd just like be somewhere and then they'd be somewhere else, like on a completely different planet with a completely different person, and it was like very difficult. But like I thought it was supposed to be rated R and more violent than it was. What is it with Zack Snyder and having some like rare cuts? Why does it need to have a like why does he need to do this all the time? Like an supposed R-rated extended cut. R-rated extended cut before. So, I don't know, why does Zack Snyder have to be like that? Or what? I don't actually know if it's his fault, like with the Justice League or whatever. Yeah, the Justice League, where people were all like, "We want the Snyder cut because it's better," and then it came out and people like didn't like it. I'm pretty sure. Overall, I liked it. Action is top notch. No, it was not. It was not top notch. Every time any kind of action sequence would happen, it went to like quarter speed. It was terrible. I am not here to watch slow motion fist fight or whatever. I'm here to watch fast paced action. I want explosions and stuff. I could not imagine where we would be if every time a bullet was shot on Star Wars, it went to a quarter speed. Even slow motion running, they'd have a guy running for 15 seconds in slow mo, just straight in a line, just running. Like, how? I'm not gonna watch you run in slow motion. Keep the running at regular pace, and then both times that they had slow motion running, at the end, the dude ended up jumping and like clearing some big gap and doing some epic thing. I get that being slow motion, but the run before that, the run up the hill does not need to be slow. Just too much. Sometimes you need to have that like intense like and there were a couple times, but the slow motion needs to be the uncommon part, not the regular speed. The fighting should be fast, not slow, because it just felt slow. Every time there was a fight, bullets are like slowly going across the screen. And it's just like, I mean, they looked nice, but every time anything happened with action, it just froze. It was slow, and then like, what is this? Too girly? I don't know about that. How did this guy even see it?